Hi, my name is Hunter, and today we are going to be playing On the Cross in the key of E. There's a lot of moving parts to this song, so stick around to the end of the video and I'll help you break down the complexities that we find in this song. So let's jump in. So that was On the Cross. The first thing that I want to do is take a look at the chorus patterns. There are two major patterns that we see in the song, so let's look at the first one. And the next one that we see is coming out of the bridge, out of the break, going into that final chorus. We switch to follow the kick in the new pattern. So as you're learning the song, just pay attention to when those switches happen and what that sounds like. So the first run that we find is here in verse 2 when he says, "A substitute bled in our place." So instead of the low E into the B and the C sharp, we do an octave up on the A string here, an E to an F sharp, a G sharp, and then into the B, C sharp. So let me play that for you. So it's just fitting in that F sharp, G sharp, right in between the normal step from the E to the B. The next run that we see is prevalent in the intro, the outro, and several more spots throughout the song. It is up here on the 3rd and 4th string, and this is what it sounds like. So sometimes we find it just starting on the E, on the G string down here. Other times we ramp into it with the B and C sharp. And then at one time in the song, we follow it all the way through into the chorus. And that goes from verse 3 into the chorus. So that one shows up so much that I would say either learn it, practice it, and feel comfortable with it, or ignore it completely because of the nature of it and where it's located on the guitar. There's not much of a substitute or simplifying of this. So as I said, if you don't want to do this, feel free just to follow the chord chart and just play the notes listed during that section when you hear that in the file. The next run that I'd like to highlight is coming out of verse 3, heading into the chorus. So it starts on the E. It comes after that run that we do up high on the neck. And then we do E, B, E, F sharp, and then we're into the B for the chorus. So let me play it at full speed for you. Let me slow it down for you and show you just a little bit better what that sounds like. And that's leading into the chorus. That does not take the place of any of the other notes as the previous run did, so feel free to omit that. If that's too complex, that's not something you want to deal with. Lastly, I want to touch on the bridge. Every portion of the bridge that we play on bass is different. So we start out high up on the neck again on the 3rd string here. We start out with the A into the G sharp, to the B, to the C sharp. We do that twice, and then we switch to that with quarter notes. And then the 4th time we do that, so twice, and then quarter notes, and then that 4th time you introduce an E on the A string here on the 2nd string in between 2 of those notes. Let me show you what that sounds like. So it's as simple as that, just throwing that E in right before you hit the A, and then right before you hit the G sharp there. If you want to omit it, feel free. There is not much of a substitute considering it's just those two notes right before the same notes you'd play anyways. But what I would suggest is if playing up here is not something that you're comfortable doing, not something that you want to mess around with, to simplify it, shift everything down to the normal spot that you'll play it later on in the bridge. So once we jump into the second bridge with the new words, we are down on the A string open. So feel free to do that instead of starting up high. The reason that we're up high initially is dynamics, changing the feel. So if you make the switch down here, just be aware of that that's something that you need to control with the volume, the intensity with which you're playing until it switches to his final breath and moves into the back half of that bridge. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching.